Good morning. Today I decided I wanted to give you a quick overview, and I hope it's going to be quick, of my protocols and my supplements as they are today, because things are changing all the time. But before I get into the details and nitty-gritty of this, let me just start by saying, if you're watching this videos to get information as to what to do when you've got prostate cancer, or for that matter any kind of cancer, then first of all, I'm not giving you results here because I'm in the middle of the process. I have no idea what works. I have no idea what the end result is going to be at the end of the road here. The second thing is, you can copy whatever you want, but remember, each person are different, so the result you might see on this channel might not be the same you'll see if you're copying it. And most importantly, you might find this overwhelming with all these things I've got on my table. And I've got to be honest, when I had to pick it all up here and to put it on the table, I kind of got surprised as how many things I'm actually doing to mitigate this problem, because it's been integrated in my day. And that brings me to my point. If you are starting out on these kind of things here, pick a choice that you will use and make that your primary protocol, and then build from that. Don't go into some pages and see they have a kilometer long list of things you should do and then try to implement it, because it will be too overwhelming and you'll be too stressed because you'll be too afraid to miss out on something. And when you're doing that, it is working detrimental to your health anyway, because you want to be happy, you want to be relaxed, you want to be joyful, and that is not going to happen if you're tying yourself up in something that is too overwhelming. So start by one protocol and work from there. Just a second. As I'm talking, I just realized I missed out on things. I really don't have it all here on the table. But let me start by going through the things that I don't have anymore. Right now, I do not have Fenben. The supply I have do no longer have the powder. They do have capsules, but I'm waiting till they get something in stock. You could say that's probably not the wisest thing, but I can't buy it because the other places where I have reliable sources, they require that I've used PayPal. I don't have PayPal. So for now, I've been without Fenben for 3 days. It is also ridiculously expensive. I just looked it up, and I think it's $200 or something like that. $209 ex shipping, just to get how much is this one here? 100 grams of fenbendazole. That's crazy expensive. So it is also part of it financially. Anyway, that's one that's gone out of my protocols right now. I actually think that's the only one, but along with that, my DMSO is getting out of the protocol, because that's what I use in conjunction with my, let's just put it in the frame so you can see it, with my fenbendazole. Mix that up. But let's look at the day as it works, because that's actually the only thing that I do not have in my protocol. I have a few new things, but I'll get to that when we get there. When I get started in my morning, I usually, oh no, I don't do that. Usually what I do in the morning, I alternate with my wormwood. This is my little wormwood container. It's just it looks like a cocoa powder kind of thing, but it doesn't taste all that good. But I'll take what equates to half of this teaspoon kind of thing, fill that up halfway, and then I add a little bit of castor oil, stir it in so it's all mixed up well, and I eat it on an empty stomach in the morning. Do that in the morning once, and I do that 3 days and then 4 days off. Hold on a second. As I say, I've got so many things I actually start counting, forgetting it. I also got something else here. Now, what is the main label? I don't know. It's called Floradix. Floradix is what I use as an iron supplement. It is a plant-based kind of thing. So that is something that comes in conjunction with the wormwood. But they say the wormwood, or the body, the cancer, whatnot, I can't remember exactly what it is, has a tendency to get used to wormwood if it's just given every single day. So it has to be in that kind of alternating kind of method where you're doing it 3 days and 4 days off. That's the protocols I've been seeing anyway. Then I start my day with a bottle of electrolytes. It's my own mix. This is just Himalayan pink salt and potassium, magnesium, and taurine. The reason why I'm mentioning this, and I haven't done that before because it's always been my protocol, but the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I just realized that some people actually has taurine as part of the protocols. Haven't looked into what kind of dosages they're using, but I get my taurine every day on this, but I do it because it's good for recovery when you've done exercises. In that bottle of water, I also squeeze 1 lime. 1 full lime is squeezed in there. And that's also pretty important actually, as far as I understand, because vitamin C is important. And when we are at the vitamin C, I also do this multivitamin, typically in the middle of the day. It dissolves just in a glass of water. Tastes quite good. I got a few things here that taste good, but often when you do have something for medicine, it doesn't taste all that good. So now we got that one out of the way. This one here is monk fruit, which has a very low glycemic index, plus it is 0 calories, and it's basically just a concentrate where I drop 5-6 drops in my bottle of water just to make that salt water with the lemon taste a little bit better. So that's my morning thing. Then I also get, and I haven't got, I got it here, I make my own soursop tea. And I usually make a liter and a half each time. I'm actually, as we talk right now, brewing it. And I drink 1 cup of soursop tea in the morning and 1 cup of soursop tea in the evening before I go to bed. Just a fixed standard. And of all the teas I've ever tried, these are actually quite tasty. I like them. Then I start out my day by making these small plastic bags here, and I've only got these 2 because that's usually what I have, 2 pieces. And what I do is I divide things into what it will take of supplements right away, and what has to be taken during the day, and what I will take around nighttime. And we can go a little bit backwards here. Nighttime, I take well, let's say seropeptase. That's what we got here. That's one of the things I've had. Seropeptase, I'm supposed to take 1 twice a day or 2, and it's going to be on empty stomach. The empty stomach thing is really what bugs me most, because I'm always shy of that 1 or 2 hours up to some time to eat when I realize I have to have taken this. So what I do is I usually get 1 during the day at a time where I know, for instance, it will take at least a couple of hours before I get to eat, and then this gets to work the right way. And then I leave a couple on my night desk so that when I get up at 1 o'clock in the night or 2 o'clock in the night to the toilet, I can just take the other 2 that's left, and that way I'm 100% sure I got an empty stomach and I get full value of my seropeptase. So that is what I've got on my night desk. But I also got 4 smaller tablets, and that's because a new addition to my protocols is melatonin. And I just ordered these not all that long ago, so it's not been on melatonin for more than about a month or so. But I've got the 60 milligram and I've got the 100 milligram versions. And that was basically just so I had a better way of dosing it, because if the 100 milligram increments was too much, then I could do it smaller. I also got the 10 milligram version standing, but because I'm now at 360 milligrams a day, I really don't need the 10 milligram doses because it's just too small. I gotta eat too many capsules. So what I usually do is I have in this daytime bag, which is where I gotta eat during the day, I've got my 60 milligram. Today I've upped the ante, so I'm doing 2 times 60, that's 120, around noon, around 1 o'clock. And then I do 300 milligrams before I go to bed. So that's a new addition to my collection. When I did go to the doctor, I had bilirubin numbers, some blood numbers was a bit too high. If you want to see the specifics of those numbers, head over to the Facebook page of the same name and you'll see it posted there. But in order to do something about that, I decreased the doses of my Fenben after my last PSA test to half the doses. So I only got it one a day. And when I get my hands on more Fenben, that will be my protocol, because it was too stressful for me to have 2 fatty meals a day where I have to have this. It was just too obnoxious. While once a day was much easier. So whenever it was convenient with that meal, I'll just do it, and I can have it pre-packed in my bag. So it was very easy to go to. So I reduced that to half, but I also wanted it to do a little bit more, so I added milk thistle. Milk thistle extract is something that should be very good to support your liver. I do already have tutka, which I take one off, and that's at 1100 milligrams capsules, and I'll take one of those in the morning. So that's one of the morning warning tablets. Let's just take that, a little bit messy now, sorry. And I'll take D3K2, vitamin D3. I'll also take 2 capsules of that in the morning, and they are at, let's just see how big they are in milligrams. Serving 120 milligrams, and I'll take 2 of those. I've got something here called green tea. It's not green tea really. What it is small yellow capsules that I am making myself, and these contains a little bit of ginger powder, a little bit of black powder, and a lot more curcumin powder. And that's a mixture that I take, and I'll take 3 capsules of those, and that equates to 600 milligrams of curcumin per time, so it's 1,200 milligrams a day. That's also divided into twice, so I have this day pack here where I also got, as you can see, 3 curcumin capsules, so that's for the daytime. Then the milk thistle here, I got that there. I take that in the morning, but I also have another one for during the day. All right, so when I was doing the fenbendazole, and I needed to swallow that very disgusting tasting things, I used pomegranate extract to kill the taste, and that's because pomegranate is also, according to the things I've seen so far, very good when you've got prostate cancer. So that's a perfect way of combining the need to kill a bad taste and provide you something that really benefits it. So I've got these here, and they're only 110 milliliters. I used to have some of these more juice packs, which was 220, 250 milliliters, but they were too sweet and there was too much. And I find that this is probably better in terms of avoiding sugar as much as I can too. All right. Then obviously my primary protocol is RSO, Rick Simpson oil, or FICO, full extract cannabis oil, which I'm making myself. And again, if you want to know what strains I'm using, then head over to my Facebook page. There I'll have it posted. And I have done, just to simplify that little discussion, I have separated it so that I have indica dominant strains for my evening cocktail, and I have got sativa dominant strains for my morning cocktail. And that's simply because everybody says indica dominant is best, but that's because people, they want to be sedated, they want to be chill out and relaxed. And when you've got to do upwards of 1 or 2 grams a day, you definitely don't want to be jumping around on the walls or be too energized, I suppose, especially in nighttime. But because I see a lot of value in the sativa strains, when I did that research, I've decided that I also needed that little energy boost. So instead of doing indica dominant in the morning, I'm now having the sativa dominant. And I use these small ice cube containers. They're made to make ice cubes for bottles. So if you're out running and you want to make sure you can shovel some ice cubes in to keep your water cold, then you can use these. But I'm using them to make my suppositories. So I have a blue version, which is for the morning, and I have a black version, which is for the evening. So it's easy for me to remember which one is which. Now there are various benefits with various things, but one of the things, last little add-on here is, no, not last, but anyway, pumpkin seeds. Love pumpkin seeds, absolutely love them, and it happens to be good for prostate cancer. I saw a research saying that there is an increased effect up to about 25 gram, and after 25 gram the effect subsides a bit, it actually becomes a little bit worse. And it just so happens that a bag like this is 25 grams, so it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Easy to put in your bag, easy to get on the go. My last test came back with a high testosterone level. I was actually 55% higher from my previous reading, which was in January, which is, would one say, intuitively counterproductive for a PSA or for prostate cancer that seems to thrive on testosterone. I'm not 100% sure that's the case actually, which can sound a little bit confusing, but we have to remember the body know what to do and how to heal. And the androgens that you got in your body is not just testosterone, it's a lot of different androgens, or maybe not a lot of different androgens, but there are other androgens. And you need them all. And so cutting off the testosterone by ADT, androgen deprivation therapy, that was a difficult one, would cut all of them. And I think that has much more damaging effect than having a high testosterone level and utilizing that healthy body for the good of your body. But I'm out on a limb here. I'm out on a limb most of what I'm doing, so maybe I am wrong. But I wanted it to see if I could reduce my testosterone level naturally without compromising my health and without compromising my training, because one of the reasons why I didn't go ADT first, among all of the reasons, one of them was if I had to do so, I wanted it to be fit, I wanted it to build muscle, I wanted it to be strong before I start destroying my body, so that I start on a better foot, you could say, and the deterioration will then bring me, let's say, to the normal state of what I used to be before I got really serious about my health, which is so much better than having my normal health and then have my health deteriorate with ADT to a level that is just unacceptable, and basically it's very detrimental to my recovery. So in order to get my testosterone down, I was looking a little bit at it, haven't looked a lot, but one way is with soy milk. So I'm using these unsweetened soy milk. It just happens so that I do like milk a lot. Do not particularly like the taste of soy milk, I have to say that, but it works, maybe, and that's why I'm giving it a shot. It does also have some anti-inflammatory properties and some other health benefits, according to some quick glances I've done. More to be looked at there for sure. Then I am also experimenting with licorice. Yeah, a very big surprise for me to find out that licorice actually contributes to lower your blood pressure, not blood pressure, but your testosterone levels. So without having any clue about anything, but just knowing that I don't want to overdo it, I am taking 30 grams of licorice a day. It's not much. I am a little bit worried about the sugar levels, so I'm not 100% sure that is a smart move, because I want to lower my testosterone on the background of cancer. So it might be something for the shelves later on, I don't know. Yeah, and then the last thing that I do is my trusted, but I am starting getting a little bit tired of it, morning tomato juice, and that's obviously for the lycopene content. So yeah, oh, I forgot, RSO, I take 500 milligrams on one suppository in about noon typically, or in the morning, depending on what I'm doing that day and how busy I'm going to be. And then I take a 500 milligram suppository about 6 p.m. every day, so I get a couple of hours before I go to sleep. And then, depending on the day, if I am off and do not have to do much at all, then I'll take a 50 milligrams of my Amnesia Haze, 10% oil here. That's 50 milligrams in the morning, so half a pipette. And in the evening, I'll just knock myself out basically. So I'll take something we've got here. It's got Platinum Kush Breath, and this is a 20% solution. Not so important, but what I do is I take 150 milligrams. That is 75% of a pipette in this case. And I do that about an hour before I go to bed, and that means this one's going to hit me about a half an hour after I go to bed. So I don't get the high, I don't get to experience the high, I get to sleep, and I fall asleep pretty fast. So that is kind of because I believe that suppositories, you don't get the full value of what's there. I know you don't get the full value when you're taking it orally as well, because there's so many filters in your body, that will sort that out or kill whatever is to be killed in the process. But as a suppository, you do absorb a lot of it, I believe, and it's right next to the prostate, which is brilliant, and it means I can take higher doses. But obviously, you go to the loo and you do the number 2, you realize you actually do leave a lot of it behind. So there is not the same all of it in and nothing out. I mean, it does come out in the other end at the end of the day, but you're not aware of it the same way. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to quickly show you what I am doing. But remember, if you're new to this, don't throw yourself in and do it all. Remember, health, running, exercises, good sleep, lower your stress levels. That's all much more important than all the supplements you can have. It is, as it says, supplements. So make sure when you start something like this, that you do it step by step. There's no reason to rush it. You can start some part of the protocol for a week, 2 weeks, depending on how much time you need to get acclimatized for it, and then you can add on and add on and add on. And especially if we're talking prostate cancer, there are, as I have kind of already proven, if I've not proven anything else, and I've at least proven that your life do not need to deteriorate over a year if you have metastases on stage 3 anyway, as long as you do something actively yourself. I obviously can't tell where I would have been if I have done nothing but just laying back and waiting for things to happen on their own. I'll definitely not be where I am today. And I am aware, for those who would be very critical of that comment, that yes, I do actually need a scan in order to 100% verify it, but you cannot deny the reality that I am living in. I've never been this fit before in the last 26 years. I've not been down to this weight for 26 years, and it's all hard work, because right the moment I get let go of it and I say, okay, I'll just spoil ourselves for a while and I get back to the bad habits again, well, it takes me 3 days, 4 days tops, and I've gained 2 kilos. Just like that. So it's not because I'm sick that I'm losing weight, for those who might be in doubt. It is because I'm sick, I'm focused on health, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it the right way. Anyway, long talk. Until next time, as always, stay healthy.